Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the final part in my 5-part series looking at all the new affinities and version 42 cards. Like I said, this is the final part. I have done Death, Order, Knowledge and Growth already on this channel. The link to the playlist should be down below, or you can just check out my main channel page and you can look at them there. And please do subscribe if you enjoy this content, and I'll be doing plenty more content once version 42 comes out, looking in depth at all the cards, heroes and deck builds, my opinions and live commentary with a bit of fun added in. I am also using the core.gg as the main website. It's a really good site. I really enjoy what they do here, so it's really fun and I would definitely check it out. You can link your Epic account to the core.gg so it's easy to transfer decks over. Plus this is where I'm going to be doing all my deck guides from now on, so that's going to be something fun indeed. But anyway, let's get on with Chaos. As with each affinity, they have a unique trait. The unique trait for Chaos is combustible. Well, this means that specific cards cost a certain amount of gold, and they have some very good stats. However, if you die, you lose the card and all the gold you spent on that card. Of course, you can re-equip that card again from your deck if you want, but it's a very high risk, high reward style of play. For example, the first card is a combustible card called Outlander Scout, giving you true sight. Grant true sight in a 1500 unit radius around your hero, costing 1000 gold. So you can get this right at the start of the game. So that means you get this right at the start of the game, and if you die straight away, that means this card will be discarded and you lose the whole amount of gold you put into this card. This is quite a nice card, giving you some vision. I mean, when it means true sight, it means people in the shadow plane as well. So if you're against a Kalaria in the offlane or a jungler, this card could be quite nice there and something to be aware of. But again, 1000 gold is quite expensive early on, but maybe late game it could be a card you could have as well to help you if you really need extra vision in the game. Then we have Demolitionist with Sieves. Deal bonus damage to non-hero units and structures. Bonus damage is reduced if you are an arranged hero. It costs 1 agility, so you can get it right at the start of the game. So this is more for melee heroes, as if you are a ranged hero the bonus damage isn't as much. So again, if you're going to be more of a melee hero to help with non-hero units and structures, so this probably is going to be really good if you want to siege at a tower, attack a tower, do extra damage to a tower, or maybe just clear minion waves a lot easier. This is going to be a pretty good card for you. Then we have Living Guardian. Basic attack hits grant a stack of 1.2 basic armor for 6 seconds. This effect can stack up to 10 times and costs 1 vitality. When it means basic attack hits, I presume that means once you hit someone with basic attacks. So if you're in a one-on-one fight against a basic attack hero, say like a carry and you're a jungler, jumping in as a jungler and keep hitting them with basic attacks is going to help you significantly in that fight and getting an early gank kill. But overall, this could be really good for most heroes if you're going to get into more basic attack fights. So if you attack a minion, you do get extra basic armor. So that could be a really good card there. Something to definitely try out if it works with minions or not, and what roles it would be preferable on. Then we have Tireless Reaper with spell Slinger. Your next ability costs 12.3% less to cast and has a little cooldown and costs 1 intellect, so you can get it right at the start of the game. So this card is basically for those kind of heroes that are going to be using a lot of abilities early on, which have maybe quite a bit of a high mana cost and a bit of a low cooldown. The exact same for an offlaner. You want to make sure you have as much mana as possible to help wave clear to keep your tower safe. Just a few examples how this card could be good. Then we have Profiter, which is a combustible card, so once you die you lose the card and the gold put into it. It has 4 power and wealthy minions, earn 33 bonus gold for enemy minions. Again, the stats may be a little bit run as the update hasn't fully come out there and they will always be changing it, and it costs 2400 gold. So on top of my head, you would need like 70ish minion kills for this card to actually get over 2400 gold. Again, that was on top of my head. That's probably a little bit wrong. But again, this is the type of card that if the enemies see you have this card and think, we cannot let this carry have this card, they're going to get too much farm. And if you die straight away from this card, especially if it's one of the first cards you get, that's 2400 gold instantly lost, which could be a significant deficit compared to the other carries playing more safe. High risk, high reward card there, but I really like it. Then we have Sand Speeder, giving you attack speed with Fleet Footed. Increase move speed by 4.9%. Whenever you attack or are attacked, your move speed is reduced by 2.9% for 19.3 seconds and costs 3 agility. Increasing move speed by 4.9% probably isn't that much, but in a fight you could just catch a hero up enough with this card and it isn't too expensive. However, when you are attacked or getting attacked, the move speed is reduced by 2.5%, but overall I still think that even if you're attacking, you still get an extra 2.4% move speed if you still use this card. Interesting one, going to see how it works and if the extra move speed is beneficial or not and can really make a difference. Then we have Nitro Boost, which gives you attack speed and sprint, get 88 move speed for 2 seconds, has a cooldown, and apparently no mana cost, which I'm not sure is right, and 3 agility. Very simple cards here if you want to catch a hero up or escape. If you're a low mobility hero like a carry and you know you're going to be getting ganked a lot, it could be a quite escape card there, nothing really else to say about it. Then we have another combustible card called June Wind with a power, attack speed and fearless blood. Reduce your max health by 100 and gain 9.4 power and 4.3 attack speed. Effect doubles per activation and has around an 83 second cooldown and costs 3,100 gold. This card is pretty much summing up if you want to be a complete ballsy, crazy, high risk, high reward hero. I mean, you reduce your max health by 100 but gain power and attack speed instead, and you can keep using this effect over and over again as long as the cooldown is off and you still have this card. I mean, this could be absolutely crazy. I mean, you could get yourself lower to like 500 health mid to late game but have a lot of power and a lot of attack speed. But that means you're probably going to get a really good benefit out of it unless you die instantly in a team fight. So again, very high risk, high reward. If you die straight away, you lose so much gold because of it. So it's really risky, this card here, but I like that style of play. Then we have Blitz Rush, which is basically a blink shot card, giving you 16 attack speed and executioner's dash. Dash forward 1000 units. Hero kill resets this card's cooldown. The cooldown is 100 seconds and has around a 60 mana cost, costing 2 intellect and 2 agility. It also says hero kill resets this card's cooldown. It doesn't say there's a certain specific amount of time before the card doesn't get reset if you get a hero kill. Like Blink Shot currently, you need to get a kill after using that card in 8 seconds for the card's cooldown to be reset. If it does hero kills any time in the game, that's going to be really good. Again, for those high damaging heroes, want to get in fights, get a lot of kills and get out and have a lot of mobility. Definitely a lot of fun this card will be. Then we have Overclocked Droid, giving you power and attack speed and frenzy. Gain 19.6 attack speed and 92 move speed for 3.7 seconds. You gain 25% additional damage while this effect is active. Has a cooldown, mana cost, costs 2 vitality and 4 agility. I believe this card is very similar to a card we have currently in the game called Hermophage, which basically increases your attack speed and damage, but you take more damage, and this is exactly the same here. Increases your attack speed, move speed for a certain second of downtime, but you take 25% additional damage. Then we have Riot Sapper, which is one of my personal favourites in this affinity, with Mana Bomb. Remove 12.3% current mana from nearby enemy heroes, dealing ability damage equal to the mana removed, has a cooldown of 58 seconds and mana cost of 100, costing 5 intellect and 2 vitality. So this basically, and even she looks like Bellica, it's very much part of Bellica's kit. I mean, you could use this on Bellica and it could be really good. Of course, Bellica can remove mana, but also benefits heavily from removed mana because of her ultimate. This could be even better on that. If someone's quite low on mana and health, you can use this card to deal extra ability damage to them while removing more mana from them, and means once with Bellica you ult, you're gonna kill them. But overall, it's going to be a good card if you're against more of a caster heavy comp, or if you know the enemy team really needs the mana or they're lower mana, this card would be really good against it. Well, that's all really to say there. Then we have Glycerin Dawn with 21 power and the effect Fireball. Launch a Fireball. Deal 92 damage plus 15 per hero level ability damage, and burning for 122 ability damage over 4 seconds, has around a 40 second cooldown and 130 mana cost, and costs 7 intellect to purchase. I believe I saw a clip of this once, and it's pretty much an auto lock on ability if they're within a certain radius on an enemy hero. This card is going to do mad damage late game, and is going to be really good. I'm also curious with the burning effect of ability damage over 4 seconds, how this card can combo with different cards, but it's going to be a really good card, and I'm definitely going to see this card a lot, I bet. Then we have Pressure Hunter with power and attack speed with Giant Slayer. Deal 1.2 bonus damage to targets with more vitality than you. Amount is increased by vitality difference, and the card costs 7 agility. So this card is pretty much an anti-tank card, because heroes that are building vitality are definitely going to be more tanky. So if you're the kind of hero like a carry, and you know the enemy team is going to have many tanks on their team, this is definitely a card you want to buy, because you're pretty much going to be focusing purely on damage and won't put much, if any at all, in vitality. So it's going to be really interesting to see how well this card actually scales. Then we have Hellfire Engine. This is, I believe, the last combustible card. If you die, you lose it. This gives you a significant amount of basic extra damage, but costs a whole 7,000 gold. An exceptionally high risk, high reward card. Most times I've seen this in action is when heroes are getting somewhat of a lead, but they are purely waiting and saving all the gold up for this card. It's a huge investment, but if you can use it wisely, it can be massive for you. That's a lot of extra basic damage, and it could be really beneficial. But again, if the enemy team sees you have this, they're just instantly going to hunt you down, and if they kill you straight away, that's a whole 7,000 gold lost. Then you have Heavy Hitter with 16 power, attack speed and powerful strikes. Basic damage is increased by 9.2% and cost 8 agility. Nothing else to talk about here. This is just a pretty much straight up damaging card. If you want to play carry or really any sort of damaging hero with basic attacks, this card is a very safe option there. Then we have Fawned Yomi with basic armor and power and counter attack. Return 43% of damage taken for 2.5 seconds. This is a cooldown of around 40 seconds and mana cost. This costs 6 vitality and 2 agility. I believe this card could be an amazing tank card. If you have gone pure tank to the point that it's pretty much you're near enough unkillable, you can quickly run into a fight, activate this card and make the carry do a massive amount of damage to you. It doesn't really do much damage to you, but to the carry, you've just instantly wiped them off the face of the earth. You just run up to them, activate this card and let them kill themselves. Oh my god, that would be so funny to see. But I don't really see this card having much effect if you're on the low, weak hero or high damage hero. But if you're sort of a tanky hero or the kind of hero that doesn't mind sacrificing themselves for the greater good, that could be a good card. Then we have Reactor Beast with 240 health and 10 power and attack speed with Roll the Bones. Hero kills reset all basic ability cooldowns. This card costs 4 intellect and 4 vitality. This card would be amazing. When it means basic ability cooldowns, this doesn't mean your ultimate, it just means your pure abilities. And I cannot wait to see this card in action. I mean, the perfect hero is like a Countess, an assassin-like Countess. You go in as Countess, use all your abilities to get to a hero, kill them, and then you can use all your abilities again to escape from the fight. Again, it's only on hero kills. So again, you've got to be doing a lot of high damage as a hero very quickly. Perfect card for Countess, maybe a few other heroes as well. Well, I think this is mainly for Countess there. Then we have Nuke Blood Mutant, costing mana and power with Arcane Haste. Gain 9.2 move speed and 2.5 attack speed for 6 seconds when you cast an ability. Stacks up to 5 times. This card costs 8 vitality and 4 agility. So this card is going to be really good if you have a low cooldown ability, like say Lion Tembo for Shimby, Siphon for Severog, maybe Double Pain for Grux. Any ability that has a low cooldown and you would benefit from extra move speed and attack speed during fights or just farming, this card's going to be really good. Then we have Unstable Cyborg with 12.3% chance to deal 76 ability damage to all nearby enemies when taking damage. There's apparently a very low cooldown. This card costs 8 vitality and 4 agility. So I believe the cooldown is just there so you can't just spam this ability if you get really lucky. The percentage isn't that high, but the amount of ability damage is quite decent, especially to all nearby enemies when taking damage. So if you're more of a frontline-ish hero, and again you're near a lot of enemies and they're dealing a load of damage to you, this card could be really nice there. Then we have Compensator Rig with health and power. Then we have the effect Desperate Strike, deal 0.6 additional basic damage for every 60 missing mana. This card costs 10 vitality and 3 agility. Say if you have 3000 health and you only have 1000 health left, you're going to be getting a lot more basic damage, but you're also going to be very weak as well. You got to remember that it's again a high risk, high reward card. If you're willing to go into fights lower health but more damage, this card could be rather beneficial. Then we have Shatter Golem with power, attack speed and critical strikes. Basic attacks have a 12.3% chance to deal 78.1% bonus damage, and this card costs a whole 13 agility, so a very high end card. I believe this is like the only critical strikes card in the game to note of. So what they've done now is they've made it so the percentage of chance and the bonus damage you dealt is merged into one card. Very simple cards here. They've merged them into one to make it a bit more balanced so people aren't always using critical strikes like every carry does. Then we have Death Crawler with basic armor, power and mighty strikes. Attack speed is reduced by a certain amount and your next basic attack deals significant amount of bonus damage, and the cooldown is 10 seconds and costs a whole 13 agility. So this card I believe is the one people mostly complained about in the PTR, because how much damage you can actually use off this card. The attack speed reduction for 10 seconds is not really that worse because of how much damage this basic attack will be dealing. 234% bonus damage. Again, this is a very late game card, but this is absolutely crazy. I think I saw a few clips of a person pretty much getting one shot by this card because of how much damage it does, but I believe Epic are aware of this and saying they may tweak this card to make sure it's not as ridiculous as it currently is. Then we have Amplification Engineer with mana and power and unstable spells. When casting an ability, damage nearby enemy heroes for 4.9% of their current health as ability damage. This costs 9 intellect and 4 agility. So basically this card is if you're going to be casting a lot of abilities near enemy heroes, this means that you're going to be dealing an extra ability damage depending on the current health of that enemy hero. So a good example of this could be Gideon's ultimate. You jump in this Gideon's ultimate and you get 3 enemies in the ult. That means they're going to be near you and you've just cast an ability. So that means that enemy heroes for 4.9% of their current health will be also dealt as ability damage. So if they're full health, that means your ultimate's going to be dealing significantly more damage than it was before. But again, we're going to have to work out the maths and how good this card would be on certain heroes, but definitely for more casters there. And finally we have Red Zone with mana, health, power and the effect Red Zone. Nearby heroes both deal and receive 30% bonus damage. This costs 8 intellect, 8 vitality and 8 agility. This card is basically one of the end game cards. If you worked your ass off to get all these attribute points, this card is going to be absolutely bonkers. When it means nearby heroes, it means allies and enemies. So I hope your allies know this is going to happen, or they may be pretty salty if they get wiped by an instant Gideon ultimate and they wondered what the hell happened. But you both deal and receive 30% damage, so exceptionally high risk, high reward for your entire team. And hopefully if you're the enemy team, you've got to be aware that this card is in use and hopefully get the advantage. So you've got to initiate first in the fight and you're pretty much going to win the fight. If you don't, you're going to have a bad time. But that about does it, ladies and gentlemen, for the entire of the Chaos Affinity. Like I said, I've done Death, Order, Knowledge and Growth before, all linked below and on my channel, do check them out. I really like it. It's definitely for high damage heroes with some very high risk, high reward cards. I really like the trait Combustible. I think it can make some really interesting plays and it's just going to be pure fun and intensity there. But it's not just all for straight up carries. There's some really nice caster cards in here if you want to build pure damage. There's a critical strike card as well. but it's just honestly the combination of cards you can get in here is going to be an absolute blast to test out. But thank you very much for watching this entire series. If you have, I really do appreciate it. But that's going to be the end of this series, and that means I'm going to, you know, wrap it up and then work really hard once version 42 comes out to make proper legit content with guides, deck builds, everything you can name. Leave a comment down below if you have a suggestion of what kind of videos you want me to make. But thank you all very much for watching. Do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.